Hello and welcome to a wonderful 2v2 series of the 2v2 Tactical Resurgence, hosted generously by Olvadi. Coming in as Zyswen and Bartertown for the Allied forces, here with some good old Russianistas and some American backup, as well versus PFC and Scotch on with, well, OKW and Wehrmacht, because there are only two factions on the Axis side. We shall see, we shall see. I myself has only recently been getting back into Code 2, so I'm not too familiar with the matter. But 2v2 is an entire animal altogether again to 1v1. So I'm curious what we're going to see here. Should be all of these are pretty good caliber players, so this should be pretty hype. So far we've got this one, just with a normal console build. Ooh, Sturmpioneers might get caught here. Bartertown with a spicy airborne into Pathfinders. That's always pretty nice to see. Unless we see just Pathfinder blob into Barfinders. I don't know if that's still a thing. It used to be. It should still be pretty decent. But I genuinely don't know how strong it is these days. Versus pretty much standard, bog standard Wehrmacht opening here by Scotch. Just an MG with a couple lovely grenadiers as backup. Doing pretty well here. Bartertown being forced off slow and steady. Meanwhile, we have some boys down here giving each other the business. Oh, very interesting. Focuses on the Sturmpioneers. There we go. As soon as he saw him targeting the Box Grenadier, he started to move up. Ooh, and that's some pretty big bleed here. Man, yeah, this is the kind of Sturmpioneers that are in my games, who just refuse to drop models, versus you losing 8 models in the process. So I would, yeah, I was about to say he should probably consider pulling them back a bit so he doesn't bleed on them. Meanwhile, in the middle, we see some engineer pushes, but nothing too fancy. So far, this one kind of being left alone here. The Bartertown a lot more slowly and methodical, trying to inch his way forward. So Scotch and Bartertown are currently just dancing around each other, versus versus Zyswen and PFC decide to go for an all-out brawl. Ooh, we've got Overwatch Doctrine, Warning Flares, Jägerlight Infantry Recon, and some looping orders coming in for our OKW boys. That's a very low squad count here for Bartertown. I don't think he lost anything, considering the manpower float there. And keep in mind, these guys are actually, they're not that expensive. Let me double check. Yeah, we're gonna get the Stuart's already out. Lieutenant as 3rd unit actually. That isn't even a rifleman. So it's a pretty greedy opener here for Bartertown. So lucky for him that he's up against Scotch. Wehrmacht isn't the most aggressive / attack-oriented faction in the early game. They're more about trying to stop you from advancing too far. But nonetheless, PFC is making a really good counter that gets the full cap on the munitions over here. So a little bit of double munitions for our Axis boys, which Scotch is gonna love. For Telemines, which that isn't. Oh, but that's a nice cutoff here by Zyswen. As well as, of course, LMGs as soon as he can. Ooh, some really good manpower bleed here by Scotch. So he seems to have really handled his engagements well.
Heavy truck waiting for deployment.
M20 coming out. I haven't seen that in a while. Curious to see it in a 2v2. Might see some mines here. But, oh, the Sturmpioneer.
Ready for action.
And keep in mind, at the moment, everything down here is decapped. So this one and Bartertown getting some, oh, huge value. But speaking of value, that rifle grenade was beautiful by Scotch. Wipes the Grenadier off the face of the earth. And these Jägerlight infantry don't really care about a couple of boys. Oh, nice push here by Scotch. Good communications by the players. Or map awareness, but doesn't quite get rewarded for it. M20 just ruins this MG's lovely day on the flank by driving up into its face and saying no, 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 no.
Tactical point being captured.
You no welcome here. You go home. I don't know why I went Consuela for this, but it kind of felt appropriate.
The bunker has been converted
2-2-2, 5 minutes coming out. Gonna contest our little boy here with the MG. I kind of really like the look of this thing. It's very utilitarian, but at the same time still has a design behind it. I do not think we've seen any upgrades yet. Can't even remember what to check that. So we're getting this nice 50 cal. Looks like that hasn't changed much in the last year. I think that their setup time got reduced. I don't have the patch notes all remembered by heart. And some of the patch notes I probably have in my mind were from previews, and there's just always so much stuff in there. And it's really, really hard to keep track of. But that Thompson lieutenant is gonna do a number on these grenadiers together with the stormtroopers. Shock troops, sorry. Stormtroopers are slightly different. And the allies seem to be in a pretty good position right now, despite all the couple early losses. But overall, I'd say it's a very even game. Tit for tat, as some would say. Oh, nice Jäger flank down here. So basically both players full army almost down here. That should go to the Axis favor, but oh. Okay, does have to run here. Yeah, don't send in the shock troops with that amount of health. Very nice. These guys... Oh! Oh! Okay, that I think is a change. You do not need level Veteran C1 anymore for that. I don't think it's Doctrine. No, that's not definitely not Doctrine specific. Is he lingering a bit too long over there? He's trying to get the cap, but it's risky. Meanwhile, freshly made Puma coming on the fields, but he's gonna run to a Dishka. Never mind, 50 cal, sorry. But that can't take an incredible amount of firepower. So has to run away in the face of 4 grenadiers. Good choice.
The enemy is overrunning
before he gets death looped. Meanwhile, PFC pushing in into the south. Rather successfully, as this one was forced off the field for a prolonged period of time there. Oh, that's a very big push here by the Axis. Really gotten the allies off the field. I wonder what the answer is gonna be. So we've got the good old urban defense for the mini AT gun, as well as the KV-2 late game, and the shock troops, of course, that we've already seen. So overall, a pretty powerful commander. Unfortunately, I don't know. It's an okay commander to come back on the map with, but I guess there are better options. Especially like a T-70 wouldn't go amiss. But it doesn't seem to have the manpower to invest in that. It's gonna get the cap, and will drop a model for it though. So a little bit incremental value here by the M20. A little bit odd positioning here in terms of cover. Oh, is that a mine? No, I don't think that was a mine there. Very nice. Guess we'll have a little bit of cover there. Let's go cinematic for this here. Let's see if the little AT gun can get rid of the 222. Nice grenade dodge there. Oh, the 222's outstaying his welcome, I think. Oh, and he gets it on the last shot.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
Well done, Zyswen. But pretty much same story again. Everything else forced off the field, and the shock trooper does go down in the end on the retreat. So that's a huge loss. They are very powerful, but on an open map like this, they really need a veterancy to stay up in the late game. Otherwise, they just get shredded. Bartertown is making some good headway, but MG gets flanked and forced off. Stewart is now in. Oh, that's a nice clump here for the Stewart, though. The second 50 cal is keeping it at bay. I'm really concerned about this clumped unit, but there's a bigger issue up front here. It's always pretty hard to keep all the action and focus, but we'll do our best. Oh my god, oh! Okay, it does run away now. We have something's dropping in the back. Looks like that's an AT gun being dropped. Yes, indeed. It was indeed. Walking Stuka being added to the mix by PFC, and my camera decides to go the old haywire way yet again. So some things never change, as well as a reversing Puma. Step Stewart, what are you doing? Poor boy has to get out of there. Didn't want to end up with the arson on that one. And this one trying to get some territory back, but so far the Axis have been really doing well. 337 VPs left here. Meanwhile, almost all of them still there for PFC and Scotch. Oh, 50 cal does get a nice shot in. Does drop a model. Will we see a... No, we do not see one, because we do not have the munitions for a rifle grenade. And the capping is coming in, but meanwhile we're losing the top side again. Looking pretty rough here. Oh! Pathfinder's just getting clobbered. Yeah, I do wonder if the second 50 cal was the way to go here, rather than some proper paratroopers. But then again, he looks like he didn't have the munitions. Oh! Oh! Beautiful attack round by Scotch. You gotta wiggle that a bit. If you go in a straight line, it's pretty evident where you go. Oh, Puma versus a late T-70. So everything's already in place to deal with that.
Half-track has been assigned to our forces.
And a standard half-track, which makes me pretty hype. But it does get the anti-air package, so it's not gonna be used to reinforce, which I would have loved. 4 LMG Grens, all upgraded with a GG mortar on top. Good stuff overall here for Scotch. PFC coming in with Walking Stuka! Ooh, that was pretty damn lucky for this one. The scatter keeping that little AT gun alive. Crowd mower trying to mow some crowds. But in heavy cover, that's gonna take a while. Yeah, and Bartertown's composition is just super static. Not enough riflemen. One Pathfinder. He's basically trying to defend territory that he doesn't have. Some spice. Oh wow. I haven't had sound loops in this game forever. So I'm not quite sure what's going on there. I just realized that the scoreboard looks really crappy once they pick their commanders. Maybe I'll position it somewhere else. Zyswen doing a pretty decent job there. Trying to get back on the field, but there's a... quite a battle group coming down mid. When in doubt, ram it down mid. The little AT gun is like the knight in shining armor. Ah, but the OG little one got decrewed, will get deleted. Battle group is just gonna hose that thing down. We also have tactical movement, which I believe just gives speed duration. Well, not speed duration, but just speed. I don't think it gives anything else these days. Like an accuracy bonus on top of it or something like that. Unfortunately got suppressed once he toggled it. But I like that we've seen it used. Ah, no, Stewart goes down. Does not get the kill on the half-track, and just the top gunner is killed. So he's taking a nap. But, okay, we're making some ground here for Zyswen and Bartertown. PFC going for another gun. And, oh, very nice. Loses one AT gun. MG gun, sorry. And can pick that up, so it would be up to 3 MGs.
Infantry can march double time at your command.
Pretty high for the boy. Pathfinder is running into some Volksgrenadiers. Looks pretty terrible for them. Oh, where's that going? Looks like it's probably going down here. Oh, and retreat. No, just on a half track. And takes it. In conjunction with the Puma. Oh my god, that shot. That was pretty spicy. Our mini AT gun is resetting and my frames are dropping. Ugh. T70's popping. Frames are dropping. We've got otherwise nothing too spectacular going on here. Rebuild the shock troops, which is interesting. Oh god, that army for Zyswen is not looking too hot. Has bled a lot on those little AT guns. Also got a flank coming in from the mid. Again, tactical combat used together with reconnaissance. Really, really nice. Just solid support by Scotch. Just team play from Scotch and PFC. Whereas Zyswen and Bartertown mostly have been trying to play 1v1s. Ah.
A squad of infantry has been killed. Death before retreat.
Death to the conscripts indeed. Bartertown is trying a push on his side. Yeah, I think this one here is just down to team play. Just a really excellent show by PFC and Scotch, and using those mobility tactics with the amount of infantry that he does have. Just playing huge dividends. Bartertown has now a heavy MG core. Ooh, almost gets the wipe there. Might actually does get it. But Brombear rush. 60-minute Brombear. It's not too bad. Oh, but here come the Grenadiers. I'd like to play the British Grenadiers, but wrong nationality here. The Puma gets the T70. Just so much going on here.
Gun crew just got wiped out.
These guys just bully one player after the other. Yeah, full retreat on this flank. These guys are dropping low. Nice smoke grenade to try and divert the efforts here. Oh, it's gonna be greedy. Oh, he does get it. So we have one grenadier down. And we do have the, what are they called, M19s for the paratrooperinos. Pretty good stuff there. Yep, and that's where they use... Oh, actually, that's a solid AT gun. Just got unlucky there. Oh, wow. 3 bounces in a row. That Brumber is feeling it. Adding insult to injury. Our allied boys can't really catch a break here. Ooh. Oh, okay, try to predict it, soft retreat. Very lucky here. To not walk into that. But the north is looking relatively red soon. The cutoff has been taken a while ago. Has rebuilt the Grenadier. It's floating a little bit. Because he probably doesn't want to build anything else. Doesn't need anything else. He has lost his MGs. Which some of them have been picked up by our allied players. But this one just never found his way into the game. The early rifle grenade wipe really threw him off. And that Brumber still hasn't gotten a lick of damage on him. That Brumber is made of germanium, which I think is a real element, and extremely soft. So it's not a very good comparison. No attack round here by Zyswen. He's trying to micro other things. Okay, this finally is getting some damage on him. But he's losing an MG for it. Has to relocate. So Scotch is more than happy with 19 kills after 3 minutes on the field. That Brumber has been disgustingly effective. And all the support weapons is just such a good counter to him. Puma's being a bit antsy. He does know there's a lot of AT guns in the middle. So he's gotta be a bit careful. Unless he's trying to find them for his gun, for Stuka zu Fuß. Oh no, he's dancing. Got some MG on MG action up top.
Continue the push. They are now. Commander,
Oh, where's the Stuka aimed? Oh, the right. Okay, he tried to predict the dodge. Not a bad attempt. But Zyswen shows the right diagonal axis to run away to. 84 points left here for our allied boys. T-34 coming in. Bartertown almost able to afford at least a Sherman. So I'm not sure how reliable the Shermans are these days at penetrating Brombears from the front. Oh, Pintle Gunner has no mercy on that poor MG man. Yeah, 3 MGs in the middle against 1 Brombear. That's not gonna go well. Everything's forced off. Really, really nice tactical movement again here by Scotch. Gets an AT gun for it. Excellent, excellent and consistent use of that ability. It's probably the hallmark of this game. Tactical movement. Blitzkrieg zu Fuß, ja. Oh. Oh no. Brombear is ready for lunch, and there comes the surrender by Bartertown in this one. GG, 1-0 for PFC and Scotch. Well done there, well done indeed. I also just realized I haven't gotten the backslash in here. Hang on, let me go to that screen so we don't spoiler you. But yeah, that was really, really nice. And for everyone on, we're gonna go for the, oh yeah, we're going to for the stats, I guess. So we're gonna just wait for that to load in, then I'll switch back to show you them stats, because it looked pretty bad. The early rifle nade, wipe, etc. was a bit much there for our allied players. And just excellent play by PFC and Scotch. Give me a second. Okay, apparently our boy... Oh, also, Scotch has made this map, as I just saw on the loading screen, which you couldn't, unfortunately, I'm sorry. Let's go for the casting cinematic view. To show you them stats, 50 gal, most MVP. Only getting survivalist traits doesn't seem to run too good. Yeah, 32 to 93, 55 to 110. Scotch and PFG is running the show. Poor boys. But let's see if they find their stride as the Axis in the next game. And I already fucked it up. Well, you can't tell for anything from there because that's on purpose. But I think if I click on it, you will see stuff that you're not supposed to see. But for those on YouTube, I'll see you soon for the next game. And we're gonna jump right into it here on Twitch.